That's why a man's gift makes room for him. People write to me and they say, boy, I wish I was an apostle. Well, I think about it, I wish I was too, but you know, or somebody else wants to be something else. You don't have to wish anything like that. The Word says that a man's gift makes what? Right. You get enough gift and there's got to be a big enough room to put you in. That's right. You got ability. You've got ability. You live that ability. There has to be that job for you that is commensurate with your ability. That's what the Word says, and the Word doesn't lie. So quit messing the Word. That's right. A man's gift makes room for him. You want a big room? Get a big gift, you know. Be a big person. Develop yourself. You know, I know everybody like to be president of the United States, I guess. I don't think I would, come to think of it. Well, anyways, I like maybe do something. You might do something, huh? The way to get there is to develop yourself. Then, that ability of yours, God will supply the room to put it in. You want to be the best mechanic in the United States? Well, work at it. Doesn't hurt to pray, but you can pray till you're blue in the face, then you'll never be a mechanic. You know what makes you a mechanic? Get out there and mechanic. Today they got somebody's open. I don't know what it means when it's open, but whatever it means, I guess you can drive the ball as far as you can drive it. It's wide open from Europe to Africa or something. Bing Crosby's trip. The golfing boys. Now that's about a stupid thing. A little ball and beat the hell out of it, see? I tell you, you talk about renewed mind. That's something. That a man can get so excited beating up on a little ball and spend so much money doing it. And then when we talk to them about moving God's Word, they have a little obstruction for a donation of $100 for a class called Power for Abundant Living. You see, man's got this whole lousy thing all screwed up. See, I have nothing matter with golf. You want to play golf, go ahead. I'll give a hoot, knock it off a snowball pile, so I don't care. But I happen to know that the heart of a man is what sets him at that place. Men will rationalize or give you all kinds of excuses why they failed and all that. God never made a failure, people. Do you know that? He never made a failure. He never expected his people to fail. He came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. He came that we might prosper and be in good. That's the Word. That's the heart of God, people. A man's gift makes room for him. Then that other verse that I wanted to share is verse 21. Death and life are in the power of what? That's right. And they that love it eat the fruit thereof. If you like death, that's what you're going to be eating. If you like life, that's what you're going to be eating. Because what you're speaking with your tongue is what you're going to manifest. Rufus Mosley used to say, if you give them hell, you'll get it back. So if you want hell, give it. That's right. If you want bitterness, give it. If if you want to curse someone, give it, because it'll come back to you. It's like I've told you in the class, if I point one finger at you, sir, how many do I point back at myself? 3. I'm the loser. It's like we said that any man who throws dirt at God's Word is always losing ground. And the fellow who's trying to put the light of the sun out because it's too hot by making a mud pack and a mud ball to throw at the sun doesn't get any mud on the sun. He gets it on his own hands. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. So whenever we speak something, why not say something good about our brothers and sisters? If I want to talk about you, sir, I'm going to say what I know good about you. Why talk about the bad It wouldn't help you any, just make you mad. You see, it's in the power of the tongue, and if we started saying nicer things about the believers, if we started believing with our brothers and sisters for the good things in their life, we'd have a lot less of the bad showing up. You give a dog a bad name, and I guarantee he'll bite the hell out of you. That's right. He'll live up to that name. I took a dog at Emporia to give to Linda Kluge. She got to have something to do in the car. And you know why I took that dog? I felt sorry for it. And I just love dogs. Because I'm absolutely convinced that you can take a dog with a bad name, give it a different name, and train it differently, and you can take all that devilishness out of a dog. This dog, I can't prove it because I wasn't there, but just knowing animals, somebody just beat the crazy daylights out of that dog when it was a pup, and he either did it with a 2x4 or a chain. First of all, whoever did that should have been beaten himself, but I wasn't there. But I've taken that dog and brought him to Emporia, not because we need an extra dog in Emporia, but because when I finally get that dog through this, I'm going to teach Core something. What I'm going to teach the Core is that you can change that dog by changing the individual's treatment to that dog. That's how you can change people's lives, too. Honey, I don't care what you did in the past. We ain't going to talk about it. You know what we're going to talk about? Where you are today, or where do you want to go, sir? Where do you want to head for? What do you want out of life? And I'm just believing that God and God's Word can change anybody when it has the love of God and a renewed mind in manifestation. Yes, sir. I think we can take the devil out of anybody with the greatness of God's Word. Could do it to a man by the name of Paul. And Paul wasn't some ishy-washy, silly, fraidy cat. He was out there bumping heads together, beating them, calling them in. He was a meanie. That's right, boy. And not a George either, but boy. He was worse than the Union. He had it all unionized. Right. I'd have never allowed him to come to Way International headquarters. Locked the door on him. But God so loved, right? Boy, people, this is a time for people to see the heart of God again. All they've seen is religion. And religion's the cruelest thing in the world, people. Christianity on the truth of God's Word is the greatest loving thing in the world. Religion is cruel. Boy, religion is cruel. During the period of the Inquisition, they'd lay a Protestant down, they hook something to his left leg and keep pulling it till it came off. Then they try the right one. Then they tried the left arm and the right arm. And the people who did this were all religious people done in the name of Christianity. Yeah. Religion is cruel, it's crazy. But the truth of the love of God and the heart of God and the Word, sir, that's beautiful. And that's what the way ministry is all about. Death and life are in the tongue. So watch I use it. James says therewith we curse God and do something else. Bless somebody, I guess. That tongue. And if there are any people who ought to be nice to each other, it ought to be God's people. And instead of finding fault, we ought to see the heart of God. Man, if God blamed you and He blamed me for everything we did, and He was always raising Cain with us, man, that'd just be a corny way to go about it. He never does. Who forgiveth all thine what? Oh, all of them. Lordy, Pete, he's got to stay up all night just for one of us occasionally.